Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristen. I'm a knitter and military spouse, currently living in Denver with my family. And DoSo Knits is my little corner of the internet where I share with you guys how knitting has interwoven into my life. It's mostly knitting, but sometimes some other fiber crafts sneak in as well. Today's video is episode 60 of my podcast, where I share with you all the things I've been working on, what I have finished, acquisitions, all that kind of good stuff. So I hope you have something cozy to drink. I'm still drinking my coffee this morning. I drink black coffee every morning, and I have a water with me as well. I hope you have something to work on. And we'll just dive right into the admin here at the beginning. So this is the first episode of November, so I will be doing a Year of Stash update. If you don't know what the Year of Stash is, it's a make-along I'm hosting for this entire year of 2023. You can enter using a Google form, which is all linked down below, and I'll have an info video linked up above. But basically you just use yarn that you had in your stash before 2023 and you can enter in for prizes. So this episode I'll be showing the entries from the month of October along with choosing a winner. So make sure you stick around for that if you submitted prizes. And just stick around because looking at the slideshow of all the entries is always such a fun time. Also, since this is episode 60 of the podcast, I wanted to do a I'm trying to not use the word that triggers all the bots. I want to give a prize to one of you. So I went to a local yarn store the other week. It was called the Lamb Shop. It's here in Denver. And I picked up these 21 stripe skein bundles. So these are for this hat, the 21 color slouch. It's a pattern by Blue Sky Fibers, and it's a stockinette hat using 21 different mini skeins. So I picked up a few bundles. So this is like a blue and green and purple muted bundle. Here's some of the colors. And this one's a really fall inspired bundle. So there's 21 different mini skeins in here to pick from. And it's all on the Woolstock base. So it's Woolstock worsted. It's a mini hank. All of them come with their little tags. And I just thought this hat was such a cute idea and wanted to share it with you guys. So if you'd like to enter that prize drawing today, just leave a comment down below and just tell me about something that you're looking forward to in this new month of November. It could be weather, an event, anything that you are looking forward to. And then just make sure you like and are subscribed to my channel. I will then draw a winner and announce it in the next podcast episode, and then you can pick which bundle you would like. So this is just my way of saying a little thank you for hanging out and watching with me. I really love spending time with you guys, and we're 60 episodes in, so I like doing these little giveaways for those. If you'd like to help support the channel, I do have my Ko-Fi linked, and that's what helps fund the shipping and buying these prizes as well. So that is that. I hope you enter. I hope you look forward to that. And with that, we will move into the finished objects that I have for this episode. I guess before we move into finished objects, I should tell you what I am wearing. So this is my For Keeps cardigan, which is a pattern by Samantha Guerin. I knit this in Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. I knit it a lot longer than what the pattern recommended, just because I had a lot of this yarn and I really wanted a large comfy cardigan. So it's this really beautiful like faux rib kind of texture. It's really easy to do. It's not too much purling. Drop shoulder and then nice comfy sleeves. And I really, really like it, especially with this cable down the front. So as the days are getting colder, I love that it's cardigan season and I can just kind of throw these things on. So I knit this in Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, which is one of my go-to sweater yarns, and it's holding up really well. So that is what I am wearing, which is kind of a finished object. But then I have finished one project to show you. Since the last episode, I have finished my October Desert Vista Dyework socks, and so here they are. So this is knit in the colorway Zombody's Late, which is Desert Vista Dye Works on her Viso base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's a self-striping yarn. So I did 3 colors for the cuff, and then I knit until this white stripe, did a shadow wrap heel, and then I knit the foot, and then I did a wedge toe on these. You can see that these socks are a little bit longer. My blocker ends here, right here, and so these are a little bit longer than the blocker because I knit these for my stepdad Lee, and his foot is quite long. These are my large size Bryce spun sock blockers, and they're still a little short for his socks, but not too bad. I do have quite a bit of this yarn left, probably about 30 grams total. So I probably could have made the leg a little bit longer, but I think this length will look really nice, and I think Lee will like these. So I did 64 stitches for Lee, just because my gauge isn't as tight as some other people's. So that was nice. And as much as his foot is long, it's not as wide. So 64 stitches will work pretty well. I still need to block them, so they'll probably grow just a little bit. And then these will be going into my gift box. So I have a box of all the things that I've knit throughout the year that I need to mail out for December. So I'll just put those in there and I'll mail everything a little bit later. But glad these are done. Lee is definitely knit worthy. He has a pair of socks that I've knit him one other pair, and my mom said he won't wear them because he's worried about ruining them. So it's very sweet, but I figured I would make him a second pair because then he can wear them and, you know, won't have to worry about ruining them. I also told him if he does not wear these, he will not be getting more socks, and he does not want to be cut off. So I expect photos of these socks on his feed. So yeah, that is the one finished object that I have to show you. I did finish another project. I knit a Porty Hat, which is a pattern by Ysolda Teague. It's a top-down 1x1 ribbed hat, which is really, really lovely. And I knit it in some of my hand spun. And I knit it for my future nephew, who is due end of this month, early December. But I actually flew out to Oregon last weekend, which is why this is a week late, to surprise my sister-in-law for her baby shower. So I brought the hat with me, but I did not take a photo of it before I gave it to her. So I do have a photo of it. I took a little video of me blocking it, and I think I have a photo pre-blocking. So I will have shown that here, hopefully. But it was a really nice project. The nice thing with like the Porty Hat, it's a top-down. And it's like the muscle burra where you knit until you have an inch of stitches that you could measure. And so then that way you can do an any gauge. So I was able to just get that measurement, increase to the amount I needed to increase to, and I used some of my hand spun yarn. And so it was definitely more of like a Aran to bulky kind of weight. So it was really nice to just be able to cast on, not have to swatch, and then work that up. And I think it looked really, really cute as a baby hat. And I'll definitely be making more of those in the future. Also, that hat took like 2 days to make. So a really nice instant gratification knit, especially when I was using, you know, bulky yarn, and it was knit for a baby. So that was really nice. And that's all the works in progress I have. So we'll move into my October stash stats. So every month I just like to do a little stash update, see how much yarn I brought in versus how much I got out, because my ultimate goal for the end of the year is to have less stash than what I started with. So in October I brought in 10 skeins of yarn. A lot of that was from like a de-stash swap. So a lot of it I don't know what it is, so I won't be showing it. But I did bring in 10 skeins, and I got out 2. 1 pair for the Desert Vista Dye Works socks and 1 skein for that Porty Hat. I didn't de-stash anything in October, so I had a +1 or a +8 for the entire month. So I brought in 8 more skeins than what I got out, and that brings my year-to-date up to a +1. So I'm still doing pretty good. It's not like I'm in the +20s, and I have big plans for November and December. So I'm hoping I'll hit a negative at the end of the year. I am determined. But now we'll move into the community stats for the year of Stash Knit Along. So I mentioned the year of Stash Knit Along at the beginning, but yeah, I like to just do a little slideshow of everything that you guys have submitted on that Google form. So this month we had 52 different entries, and we'll roll the slideshow now so you can see what everyone made. So this month you guys got out 149 skeins of yarn and 40 mini skeins, which is quite amazing. It's still cool to see all the projects that you can work with from your stash, even this late in the year. Total year to date, you guys have gotten out 1,596 skeins and 569 minis. So tons and tons of yarn. I'd like to see if we could get to 2,000 skeins by the end of the year. We're at 1,600 right now, so that would be 200 skeins in the next 2 months. That's my challenge. But I like to pull a random winner every time. And so this month, the random winner is Leah and her Scotland sweater. This sweater used 12 skeins of yarn from your stash, and it's this beautiful mint color with all these textures all over. And it looks like you're in a yarn store shopping, so that's always fun too. So Leah, please send me an email at DoSoKnits@gmail.com letting me know that you are the winner with your shipping and contact information, and I will get a prize sent out and coordinated with you. So thank you so much for participating. Thank you everyone who participated. We have 2 months left of this knit along, and I hope you guys are still excited about it. It's really fun to see all the projects you guys work on every month, and yeah, it's just really fun. So thank you for participating, and Leah, congratulations. All right, so now we'll move into what I've been working on, which is quite a lot. I like to take like a beginning month inventory of my works in progress at the beginning of each month, just to see, you know, what's on my needles, what's been kind of lingering. And coming into this month, I definitely have a lot of things on my needles, and I have a lot of things that I want to make, and a lot less time than I used to have. So we're just going to go through these projects and we'll see where we're at. I think a lot of them, some of them are going to be new for you to see today, and I'm not showing everything. I'm only showing what I've worked on. So the first project I have to share with you guys today is my single malt sweater by Maxim Cyr. I am knitting this for my husband Shane, and I got so many comments from you guys about how you've knit this for your partner and how they love it. So that makes me really excited. But I have split for the sleeves, and I am working on the body. So I'm knitting this with West Yorkshire Spinners, the Croft Aran in the color Fettler. It's an Aran weight yarn. It's 100% Shetland wool. It's really lovely. So after I split for the sleeves, I knit about 4 rows, and I blocked this, let Shane try it on to make sure it was going to be fitting okay. And it's so soft now, the top, so soft. And so now I'm just working on the body. You can see I put a really tiny circular needle. But yeah, this is really lovely to work on. It's like a knit purl texture, and there's rows of just knitting, which is really lovely. I think this is really meditative, and I really like working on it. So I have like 14 inches of body to do, and then I have the sleeves. So I'm thinking I'll probably do 1 skein of the body, then I'll hop over to the sleeves to get those done, and then I'll finish off the body. I think I am on my 3rd skein of Shetland. Yeah, I think I'm on my 3rd skein. I have 7 total. This is what it looks like caked up. And yeah, I don't think I have much else to report. I'm doing a 44-inch chest for Shane, and I'm knitting this on a US 8 needle. So it's quite a large needle, which is nice. It makes it go pretty quickly. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm really enjoying this knit. Shane thinks he's never going to get it, but I think I've made decent progress. I've done, you can see, I don't know, what was that, like 3 inches or so from the underarm? So this has kind of been my focus project at home. I did not take this one to Oregon when I went last week. I took a different project. But yeah, that is this one, and it's in my bearded pearl sweater size bag, which I really like. I mentioned I did not take the single malt with me to Oregon, but that's because I took this project. So this is my Willow branch sweater, which is by Tiff Nealand, and it is a sweater I am test knitting. So I am knitting this for myself, and my deadline for this is early December, so I think it will be out early December for all of you. It is a worsted weight round yoke sweater, and this is a new cast on, and this is where I'm at. It's really scrunched, so I apologize. So this is the back, so you can see you have some short rows here in the stockinette, and then you have this lace texture in the yoke. So I have a few more rounds before I can split for the sleeves on this, and then I think it'll be a lot easier to see. I am knitting this in Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. It's the same yarn that I use as this. It is the color Merlot Heather. And I know I always feel like you guys might get really tired of hearing about my Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, but it really is one of my go-to sweater yarns just because it's inexpensive and I need to work through my stash. So I pulled this from Stash. I'll probably have to end up buying 2 more skeins or so of this just to make it the right amount. But you start from below the collar. You start here, you do your short rows, and then you begin the textured stitch. And the lace on this is really easy to memorize. It's not a hard lace, and it's not too, like, there's not too much holes, which is what I like. So I finished the lace pattern, and then I went back and I did the collar, which is what's written in the pattern, but you're supposed to do the collar, you know, she has it after the body. But I wanted to go back, put that on. I then put my collar on a barber cord because I want to, once I split for sleeves, when I split for my sleeves, I want to block this and make sure the collar is at a good height and that the sleeve depth is at a good, you know, it's long enough. And then I'll start working on the body. After this lace panel, the body and the sleeves are all stockinette, so this will be a really easy pick up and put down kind of project. It won't require much focus once I get past that sleeve divide. So I think I'm only 3 or 4 rounds from the sleeve divide, so that might be my project this afternoon. But I'm really loving this color. I think it looks really lovely. The lace pattern, if I could stretch it out, I think is really nice. Maybe I can show you kind of on this section. So I think it looks really pretty. This is my new stitch marker from Simply Serving. It's a little owl. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this. I took it with me to Oregon. I worked on it on the plane. I worked on it while we were just kind of relaxing in the house. And it's been a really lovely knit. So I think this will be a really nice addition to my wardrobe. I think the color is beautiful. And I'm excited with all the progress I've made on this. I also ordered a new project bag. This is a bag from Tanny Casey. It's a sheep bag. This is her large size. And I really like it. It's like wax canvas on the bottom and canvas on the sides. And then on the inside is a pocket with grommets if you want to feed your yarn through. But I love a good pocket on the inside. So I ordered this. I really like it. And that is my new cast on that I've worked a lot on over the last weekend and last week, and I'll probably work on this afternoon. Once I get past that sleeve divide, I know it will fly. So that brings me to kind of my current sock whip. And I've shown this one before, but I've pulled it out just as my meeting in between kind of project. So this is my Opal socks. These are just vanilla socks. I'm knitting these for Shane. I'm doing a 60 stitch leg. And this is an opal, so it is a German sock yarn. The colorway is Thea Steht im Tor, which I translated literally as Thea stands in the gate, but a lovely listener told me that means they're a goalkeeper, which makes sense. So That's how far I am. I have my markers here. I've done 20 rounds for the cuff, and then I pulled out 50 rounds for the leg. So I have one more marker to go. I'll do a shadow wrap heel for Shane, and then the foot. I really think these are such a good fall color. So I really liked working on these. And like I said, this is kind of my just, you know, if we go out to dinner, my meeting socks, just my small stockinette project that I've kept with me. I started working on this once my other socks were done. But now I need to start my new Desert Vista Dye Works socks, so those Opal socks might get pushed to the side again. And then I have another small project that I'm working on. And so I'm basing these off of the Sweetheart Mitts by KAL. And so that is a fingerless mitt pattern, fingering weight yarn, and it has a really beautiful like cable on the front. And I've knit a pair of those, and they're my go-to fingerless mitts that I have. And so I really like the length and the fit and everything. So I'm using that pattern as my template, but I've started a new pair of mitts. So I'm knitting these on US 1s, 2.25 millimeter needles. I'm using the stitch count from the mitt pattern, but I'm doing a 3x1 rib all the way up and down. So I'm using this to figure out how long to knit them, how to do the thumb gusset and all of that. So I'm using all the stitch counts and everything from the pattern, but just doing a slightly different texture. So this is Knit Picks palette. This is one of the yarns that I got from the D-Stash. I think it is Grizzly Heather. I went on Knit Picks to see what color was close, and I'm pretty sure this is what it is. So they're 50 gram skeins, it's fingering weight, 100% Peruvian Highland wool, so it's non-superwash, which for mitts will be really, really warm. And I really love the 3x1 texture. So I really cast these on a whim. I just wanted to start fingerless mitts, and I really love the dark brown. So these don't even have a project bag. I literally have just been carrying it around the house to work on. Started them earlier this week, and I just wanted something to work on. So that's another small project that I could take and work on during meetings or whatnot. And then I have one more work in progress that I want to show you. So I have pulled out my Cozy Comfort Throw. I'll just show you it and then I'll talk about it. So I've been working on this for a very long time. The Cozy Comfort Throw is a pattern by Molly Klatt of a Homespun House, and I am using a Homespun House yarn on it. I'll fold it in half. So this is it. It looks so beautiful on the screen. So this is my Cozy Comfort Throw. I started this a long time ago. This is my 2020 A Homespun House Advent, and I'm holding it with one skein of bare yarn throughout. So here it is up close. I put everything kind of in a fade kind of order. I just wanted like easy transitions. So this is not the order the Advent came in. I'm using a US 8, and I'm currently on color 17. I just started a new color this morning, and it's on the needles. So what I'm doing with this project is every day in November I'm working on this for 30 minutes in the morning, and I'm hoping by doing that I'll be able to finish it in November, if not early December. It has been really lovely to work on in the mornings. It's just been really simple garter stitch, and I've liked working on it. And so this little sheep marker is where I started at the beginning of the month, and so we're 5 days in, and this is how much I've done. And so that's where I don't know if I'll actually be able to finish it. I'm on color 17, and I was basically at the end of color 15, and I've done one color instead of a new color in the last 5 days. So I have 9 colors left. So I don't think with my current trajectory I'll be able to finish it this month, unless I do some extra time, which I might, because I've really been enjoying working on this simple garter stitch. It's at a really nice length now that when I work on it, it kind of covers my legs, which is really nice. And because you're holding 2 fingering weights together, it's a really nice DK weight, comfortable blanket. And yeah, and this is me holding it in half. So this is like the half width. Yeah, it's a really simple pattern, but Molly putting it all together to figure out the width and then being able to use it for your advents, really smart. So really enjoyed working on it. I'm happy to be working on it a little bit every day. This is what's left of my cake. I just took all my minis and wound them together, and then at each color change I just tied a little knot, and I'm weaving my ends in as I go. So you can see this one right here. So I'll go back and weave that in. But yeah, that is this, working on it every morning, which has been quite lovely. I've been posting those photos also on my Instagram, and it's saved as a story highlight, so you can kind of see my progress throughout the month as I work on this, and it's helped keeping me accountable by working on it every morning. And it's in a Join the Stitches bag. It's a giant bag. I think it's an extra large. I don't know if she still makes these, but it's been my go-to like scrappy project bag. It's been in this bag for quite a while, but I think the little animals are so cute. So that is that. Those are all my works in progress that I have worked on since I last recorded. I do have some others that don't have enough progress to warrant sharing, but like I said, I have a lot of plans, and I'd like to just get some things off my needles. Lots of big projects, and lots of big projects on the horizon as well. So that's really fun. But we'll move on to acquisitions, and I'll show you what I've brought in since the last episode. So the only thing I have to show since the last episode is my Yarnable box for November. It arrived. So if you have not got yours yet, look away, but I will be showing the November collection. So every month I get a fingering weight skein of yarn, and then you get some goodies. So I'll show you the goodies. So what's really nice is you get a little card talking about all the information. And so this colorway this month is Every Leaf Speaks Bliss to Me, Fluttering from the Autumn Tree, which is Emily Bronte from the poem Fall Leaves Fall. So the extras this month, we have a beautiful cinnamon swirl candle. And this is from, let's see, Cinnamon Swirl Stool Candle from Angela Rose Studios. And it definitely smells like a beautiful cinnamon. So this is really nice. It's not too sweet. It definitely has a nice spice to it, which I really like in a candle. We then also got this cinnamon spice artisan soap from Little House on the Homestead. It is 2.5 ounces, and it's cinnamon spice. So this is a hand soap, I believe. And then we got some Fox and Pine garment tags. So we have one that says Made with Love and another one with a little sheep. So these will be really cute to sew on to little projects. And then we have the yarn. So like I said, I get the fingering weight yarn, so it's merino and nylon. 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. I always do the preview because I like to know what I'm getting, at least color-wise, and I was really excited about this one. So this colorway is called Sinful Delight, spelled C-I-N-N. But a nice little pun. Isn't that beautiful? So it's a really beautiful orange, but the speckles here are so gorgeous. So lovely color, and especially with the cinnamon soap and the cinnamon candle this month, it just smells like cinnamon. So that's really, really fun. So that's really the only thing I've gotten other than some of that D-Stash yarn and then those mini skeins that I bought for you guys. The D-Stash stuff is all random and I don't have labels, so I didn't want to share those, but the Yarnable box was so amazing this month. So definitely check out Yarnable if you haven't, if you're interested in that. And then you also get a little coupon every month to scratch off. So that's really fun. And that's basically all the knitting content I have to share with you guys today. I know I kind of sped through this episode. Maybe my coffee is really working this morning. But I wanted to sit down and just do a little update. Not a ton of finished objects, but just a little bit of progress on the things that I have. And yeah, the rest today, there's an F1 race this afternoon that we will watch. I'm going to edit this video. We're going to take Sherlock to the dog park. And otherwise, I'm just working on a new weaving project, which is just too cumbersome to bring in here, but I'll have that to show you next time. I'd like to get some spinning done, and I'd like to just sit down and focus on my knitting. I have other projects that I want to get started, so finishing some things would be really nice. So I just plan to take a kind of lazy Sunday, drinking coffee, drinking tea. I'm making broccoli cheddar soup this afternoon and just relaxing the rest of this Sunday. So I hope you guys can do the same, or at least can have a relaxing moment or two with your making and can just enjoy the fall if you're in the northern hemisphere. And I hope you're enjoying the warmer weather, you know, if you're in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm sorry this was a little speedy, but like I said, make sure you leave a comment down below if you'd be interested in winning one of those Blue Sky 21 Slouch kits. Feel free to support the channel by subscribing or donating on Ko-Fi. And I'll see you guys again in a couple weeks for a podcast episode. And I hope to do a couple more vlogs throughout the month as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying November, and I'll see you again in a few weeks. Thanks for hanging out with me.